Okay, so today we're going to do a class on controlling the centre. So by the centre, I mean all of the stuff that sits deep in the middle, okay, meaning that when you are, particularly when you're extending through the hips, that your back's not giving, okay, so control of that area, control of your pelvis, not dropping, but not so much for focus on that today. Okay, so we're going to start with our foot ankle strategy, as we nearly always do. But what I would like to do today is start with your eyes closed. So close your eyes and you're just going to start by going forwards and backwards through the balls of your feet and rocking to your heels. And really getting that sensory feedback from your feet because your eyes are closed. Waking everything up deep inside. And you'll feel how you probably don't move as much as you normally do. And really focus on keeping the waist nice and controlled as well. Okay, and then open your eyes and just do a few more. You'll probably go a little bit further, but hopefully now just really nice and switched on deep inside to stop you kind of flexing and extending through the middle. Okay, so from here, land yourself back to your centre. And again, you may want to close your eyes for this, just to feel, but in this position, make sure your weight's nice and even. So we're going to go left and right. Okay, get your weight nice and even left and right. So say close your eyes, get more feedback, soft knees, heels and toes as well. Relax those shoulders. And then we're going to do a little bit of work on the pelvic floor, deep abdominal connection, and hopefully you'll feel the lumbar activation as well. Okay, so pelvic floor sits underneath, it's a slinger muscle. Okay, so if you like to just gently draw on from your back passage up towards your front passage, towards your belly button. And as you do, you should feel a little connection also happening deep in your abdominals, but you should be free to breathe. Okay, so free to take a nice rib cage or abdominal breath whilst you remain activated inside. Okay, so that's the first bit I'd like to think about. And then the second bit I'd like to think about is that lumbar region. So just in here, okay, again, let everything go. All right, close your eyes again. Before you do anything else, just note how that feels. And then draw on back passage to front passage to belly button. Keeping that connection deep inside. And hopefully you'll also feel the muscles deep in the lower back also activate. Okay, so by drawing on here, you're supporting your back as well. Okay, let it all go. Let's feel that one more time. So just note how you feel front and back. Okay. Connect up from back passage to front passage to belly button inside, so there's your pelvic floor. Feel the deep abdominals connect the spine. Hopefully feel an activation of the deep lumbar muscles. Okay, but hold all of that and have the freedom to breathe. Move your arms, move your legs, go for a run. Okay, so from here, we're going to do some heel raises. We're going to do a couple with our eyes open, and we're actually going to close our eyes. So really focus on going up and down through your big toes. Okay, you might want to, again, to think about that pelvic floor activation first. Now close your eyes and concentrate harder. As you close your eyes, again, you need that sensory feedback from your feet. You've taken all your visual cues away. Clearly only close your eyes if you feel safe to do so. Okay, focus on lifting up through those big toes, keeping that control. Now, for some of you, before you next go up, maybe positively think about activating the pelvic floor. Okay, so do this as slow as you need to get your body working most efficiently rather than rushing them. And again. Good. Last couple. Okay. All right, so we're going to go straight into utilising pelvic floor, deep abdominals as we come out of a roll down on our toes. So we're going to go into a roll down, enjoy the stretch, then we're going to walk onto our toes. All right, so feet underneath your hips. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, always leading with the crown of the head, knees soft, weight even through the feet, roll yourself forwards. Breathing in to lengthen your tailbone up towards the ceiling, so enjoy the stretch. And then float onto your toes, work through your big toes, connect up through your pelvic floor, slide your shoulder blades to your bottom and curl up. Tailbone, lower back, ribs, shoulders, neck and head. Okay, couple of little running arms while you're up there. And then lower the heels. Good, and again, breathing in, breathing out as you curl down. Keeping those knees softly straight. Breathe in to lengthen your tailbone up towards the ceiling. And float up onto your big toes. Stay through your big toes, connect up through your pelvic floor. Curl up, shoulder blades to bottom so that you've got no tension in your shoulders as you come up. Stay through the big toes. Okay, and keep connected gently up through that pelvic floor. Feel like that deep abdominals are connected. And you've got some running arms. Good. 2 more times. Breathing in. Breathing out as you nod your chin to your chest. Curling down. Breathe in to hold, lengthen. Float onto your toes. Connect the pelvic floor. Deep abdominals to spine. Shoulder blades to bottom. Curling up. Keep curling. Keep curling. Good. And lower. Oh, we've got the arms. Arms next time. Breathing in. Breathing out as you curl. Keep that weight nice and even through your feet. Breathe in to lengthen. And then connect. Deep abdominals to spine. Pelvic floor. Back passage, front passage, belly button. And then up onto your toes, curling up. Stay through your big toes, shoulder blades down, coming up with a nice spinal alignment and add in those nice powerful running arms. Thinking about your elbows pumping forwards and backwards. Well done. And then lower the heels. Okay. Right, this next one is about pelvic stability. Okay. So you could, if you really wanted to, pop a pole across the front, okay, and that would allow you to watch your pelvic stability. You stay nice and level, or you can just have your hands here. So I didn't ask you to get a pole for this class. So hands on the top of your pelvis, okay. You're going to bend one knee, so you're on your toes, okay. So the idea is that your pelvis stays level and it's not doing the catwalk. And we're going to swap and swap. And swap. So if you are doing a bit of a catwalk, if you feel that that's happening, then I would like you to really, really think about that deep connection. Okay. Whether or not it's pelvic floor for you or deep abdominals to spine, you can do it as slowly as you want. If you're finding it easy, you can go a bit faster, so long as that pelvis is staying nice and level as you work through it. Okay. So keep lengthening out of the hips. Working through your big toes, not through the outside of your foot. So if we were moving forwards, we would be going straight forwards. Okay, well done. And then lower down. Do that again. Now you've got to think about it. Unless you really want to, then in which case keep your hands on your pole there. We're going to add in some arms. Okay, so one arm's going forwards, and we're going to go. Keep that pelvis level. Now drive the arms forwards. The movement's actually coming from the shoulder joints, but if you think about your elbows going forwards and backwards, okay, don't waste your energy going across your body, forwards and backwards. And if you're finding it nice and easy, you can go a little bit faster. Keep working up through your big toes. Keep that connection through the centre. Remember what this class's focus is on, is keeping that connection. But all the while, now we've been going a little while, so you must have breathed by now, making sure that you're breathing through the ribs and the abdominals, not breathing through the upper chest. Okay, or we're going back nice and slow with big arms. Okay, right, from here, we're just going to think about now that lumbar control. Okay, so with our hip movement, if you'd like to place your thumbs or your fingertips into the small of your backs, okay, then from here, we're looking to keep that lumbar nice and still, and all the movement that you do is to come from your hip joint. Transfer your weight onto one side, bring the other leg into standing tabletop. Okay, from here, keeping that control, we're going back and forwards, and back and forwards. So keep the control. The extension is coming from the big glute, the glute max. If you've got your knee reasonably well bent, you'll also be getting some hamstring work. That's a nice little positive. And of course, your stance leg. Okay, if you're managing to keep your pelvis nice and level, you've got your foot nicely connected to the floor, you'll be doing some good work, stabilizing work through your glute medius, stabilizing glute. Okay, so lots of benefits to kind of just staying on that leg for a little bit as we do a good few repetitions, because we're not doing much specific glute strength work today. All right, let's swap it over. So again, transfer your weight as you do. If you've got your mirror, make sure that your pelvis stays level as you transfer your weight. Okay, make sure the leg's not going behind, so you've got your foot directly behind you as you come up and go back. Okay, nice and stable through your stance foot, keeping that big toe as well as your little toe connected to the floor, not gripping, not splaying. So toes soft to the floor, and then keeping the focus back to the lower back, keeping the lower back nice and still, moving purely from the hip joint. Good, just a couple more of those, just to make our stance leg do a little bit of work more than anything. Okay, well done, and relax that one out. Okay, just for a little bit of change, we'll do one down dog into some heel pumps, just for a little stretch of our calves, and then we're going to go into some work on the front. So get towards the back of your space, take a nice breath in. As you breathe out, move your chin to your chest, roll yourself forwards again, opening up that lower back. Enjoy the stretch, breathe into the stretch. And then walk your hands forwards. Try to keep your heels towards the floor, crown of the head towards the floor. Push through your arms, breastbone to knees, tailbone to the ceiling. Okay, there's your down dog. So let's just do some nice heel pumps. Lengthening one heel to the floor and then the other heel to the floor.
Just taking a nice stretch into the back of the calves. Okay, well done, and then bring yourself down to the floor.
Okay, so the next exercise we're going to do, it's like a coming up and down into a 3/4 plank from the floor. Okay, your primary focus is controlling your lower back, making sure that your lower back doesn't arch. Okay, so we're not coming up with a banana back, we're coming up with a nice strong controlled back. We're going to add in some leg extensions, but I do also want you to think about your upper body and your neck being nice and strong there too. So you're set up on your front, propped up on your forearms with your elbows just a little bit out to the side and forward of your shoulders, but not by much. Okay. Legs so that your thighs are just touching. And then draw your shoulder blades towards your bottom and lift your breastbone from the floor. So you're spreading your shoulder blades nice and wide. Okay, so there's your long, strong neck. From here, can you connect up through your pelvic floor, deep abdominals to spine, lengthen your tailbone away and hover onto your knees. So your pelvis is from the floor. Now in this position here, you should feel like you're doing a lot of strength work, despite the fact we're only in a 3/4 plank. You've got strength work around your shoulders, your neck, and your abdominals and your back. Okay. Make sure that you can breathe. And when I say breathe, breathe through your ribs. Okay. So holding that for a couple of breaths. And we're going to go down again. Okay. So this time we're going to go up. We'll add in the leg extensions. The leg extensions want to come from the hip, not from the back. All right. If you don't want to do the leg extensions, then just hold that 3/4 plank again. So shoulder blades to bottom, lift the breastbone from the floor, which feels like your shoulder blades just spread a little bit wide. Long, strong neck. And then deep inside, pelvic floor muscle. Deep abdominals to spine, hover the pelvis. Okay, breathing. And then from your hip, extend one leg and return. And then extend the other leg and return. So keep that deep connection inside. Extend one leg and down. And again, pelvic floor. Make sure you're still feeling nice and strong around your shoulders and your neck. Shoulder blades to bottom. Swap it over. Extend and down. Good. Pelvic floor, deep abdominals. Extend and down. And again, make sure that you're happy about your back. Extend and down. Make sure you're breathing. That your neck is still good. Extend and down. We're going to do 2 more. Keep that connection inside. Pelvic floor. Deep abdominals to spine. Breathe. Okay, last one. Extend down and then lower yourself back down. Good. All right. From here, we are going to go onto our side. Okay. We're going to do a side kick with plenty of potential movement, a side kick which is very challenging, and then one that sits between the two. So your first side kick, you want your pelvis level to the floor, your underneath leg bent, because there's your stability, your top leg long. Can you place your hand around the top of your pelvis and keep your pelvis, your waistline lengthened away from your ribs? Okay, then lengthen and hover that top leg just to hip height, not too high, just to hip height. Okay, so when you see it, it should glide parallel to the floor. Now keep your long waist as you come forwards. Keep the control of your lower back as you come back.
So come forwards, keeping a long waist. Control the lower back as you come back. Use the glute. And again, forwards, long waist, coming back from the glutes. Forwards. This is a really nice way. So long as you've got the control of the waist, it's actually a nice way to dynamically lengthen into your hamstrings. But if you haven't got the control of the waist, if the waist drops in, then it's not really a hamstring lengthener. Okay, so keep going. Last one of these. So I said we're not doing any specific glute strengtheners, but actually when we do enough side kicks, and that definitely gets into the glutes. Right, so the tricky one. Lie as long and straight as you can. Okay. Hover that top leg again. Do not expect so much movement at all. Connect up through your pelvic floor, deep abdominals to spine, and we're forwards and back. Little movements this time. Your focus is purely your control. So kicking forwards, coming back. Just keeping that control around the waist, the pelvis, the lumbar spine. So I always do this exercise with my hand cupped around the top of that pelvic bone. I can monitor my waistline, I can monitor my lower back. Good. Okay, right, from here, you're going to prop up onto your forearm. Only do this if your shoulders are okay. Okay, lift out of your underneath shoulder, lift from your underneath rib cage. You're going to come up into a side plank or a side bend and hold again. Right, last time, we're going to go big range of movement, but still that same focus on control. Forwards from the hip, keep the waist long, back from the glutes. Forwards, keep the waist long, back from the glutes. So you still need the control, but now we've got strength around the shoulder blade region, strength around the obliques, the underneath ribs. Forwards and back. Two more. Well done. Coming back, coming down. Okay, right. From here, if you want a little head block or a cushion, grab a little head block or a cushion. We're going to do one leg stretch. So this is once again, this is about maintaining your lumbar control. Really, really important for runners, because if you haven't got this control, you won't have it in running. Place your hands on the bony points on the front of your pelvis. They're little knobbly bits that stick up. Okay. But then also monitor your lower back. So whatever your connection with your lower back to the floor, it needs to stay that way. Okay, so fingers or palms of hands on the bony points, and they want to stay still. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, think about connecting up through the pelvic floor, soften to the mat, and then we're going to slide one heel along the floor. Only as far as you maintain the control of the bony point and the lumbar spine. So we're going to slide the other one and slide it back. Okay, and again, slide it away. Slide it back. Slide it away. And back. Good. Sliding away. Sliding back. So a couple more times, keeping that control. Now you can keep going with this one, or you can come up into level 4. Okay, so level 4, we are actually going to nod our chins to our chests, and you can support your head with your interlock fingers. We're going to come single tabletop, double tabletop. Okay, hold it like that, and you extend away. and return. Extend away and return. So now you're feeling for tension in the lower back. It's a smaller movement in a way. You want to be able to freely breathe as you do this without kind of any over gripping with the abdominals or without any gripping in the lower back. So keep it there. Extend and return. And again. All right, we're going to do one more to each side. Keep that lower back controlled. If it's getting too much, come down. If it's got too much already, then hug your knees to your chest. Well done. So lower the head, a little knee hug just to open up the back, and then lower one leg and lower the other leg. Good. All right, staying down. Sorry, this next one. It's again about that control around the pelvis, and it's called one leg circle. We don't do this very often in Pilates for runners. Just get yourself that you're happy with how you're lying on the floor. Find those bony points again and float one leg into tabletop. Now you're monitoring the opposite bony point to the leg that's going to do the moving. Okay, so imagine you've got a crayon on that knee and you're going to start drawing a circle on the ceiling with that crayon. Okay, your circle is only as big as the opposite bony point stays completely still, and the other leg, the knee, should stay completely still, pointing up towards the ceiling. Okay, so if you're circling with your right leg, your left bony point should be completely still, and then these circles want to be really nice and pure. Away from you, across your midline, up towards you, and out to the side. Reverse your circle. Lovely. Bring it down and we'll swap over. So draw the other side up. Okay, and off you go. Circling one way. Good. Monitoring the opposite side for your bony point that it stays still, that your knee is pointing up to the ceiling. You should be able to balance a drink on that knee. Okay, rotate circles the other way. And again, just to say, they should be crossing the midline up towards you, outside away from you. And you're trying to get a nice smooth circle coming out of your hip. And this is about hip dissociation. So this is the ability to move your hip joint freely without your pelvis or your lower back having to join in. And that's the point of this exercise. All right, lower that one back down. Okay, correct. From here, we haven't done this exercise very much before. Okay, you're going to sit with your legs long, and you're going to slide your hands back behind you. Now, if your hands don't like going like that, because not everybody's do, they can go that way. And if they still don't like that, they can go into what I call gorilla fists, okay? Because they need to be comfortable. We're going to weight bear through them. Now, you also then need to watch your shoulders. So your shoulder blades want to be down towards your bottom, okay? So make sure you get yourself in a position where your shoulder blades are towards your bottom and you feel like you can sit fairly tall up out of them, but they're a good couple of few inches back from your arm. All right. Right. You want lots of glutes, lots of abdominals, bit of squeezing your thighs together for this next one. So you're going to take a breath in, and as you breathe out, you're going to come up and lift. Breathe in to hold, and breathe out. Bottom to shoulders as you go back down. Otherwise your setup will get bad. Okay. So breathing in from your sit bones, come up, breathe in to hold, breathing out as you come back down, bottom to shoulders. And again, grow tall out of your shoulders. Breathing in, breathing out as you come up. Breathe in to hold. And breathing out to come down. Good. Couple more times. Breathing in. Shoulder blades to bottom. Grow nice and tall. Breathing out. Squeeze the thighs. Squeeze the bottom. Coming up. And coming down. Bottom to shoulders. Okay. One more time. Breathing in. And breathing out. Coming up. Breathe in to hold. And breathing out as you come back down. Lovely. Right, we're going to go on the other sides. Go through our little side kick series. Okay. So to begin with, lie down with your underneath leg bent, your top leg straight. Cup your hand around the top of your pelvic bone and lengthen and hover that top leg just to hip height. Okay, so looking for that lumbar, that waist control. Waist control as you come forwards. Lumbar control as you go back. Again, control the waist, control the lower back. You're going back using your big buttock, the big part of your glute. Forwards and back. Good, keep that control as you extend. Keep the control. One more time. Okay, now straighten both legs. So this is where your stability is challenged a lot, your sideline stability. Hover that leg again. And a little forwards and a little backwards. And you're only moving as far as you've really kept the control around the middle. Okay, that will be facilitated by positively drawing up through your pelvic floor, so back passage, front passage to belly button. Thinking about connecting deep abdominals to spine, but not gripping with your tummy. Okay, just keeping that deep connection as you go forwards and backwards. Good. And then from here, bend the knees, prop up onto your forearm. So your elbows directly underneath your shoulder, grow tall out that underneath shoulder, lift from the underneath rib cage. Okay, you're going to come up into your side bend, pelvis forward, and then extend that top leg. Still got your hand cupped around the pelvis as you finish off with your side kicks up here. Working your glutes, but also lifting, strengthening through your obliques and your shoulder complex. Keeping that control, keeping the leg going parallel to the floor, the foot going parallel to the floor. There are lots of little tweaky things that you can think about, as well as the primary focus. Good, last two. Well done. And then bringing it down. Okay, right, from here, we're just going to turn onto our fronts, go back up into your down dog. Okay, subtly bend your knees, do a few heel pumps with subtly bent knees. Remember, that's targeting more your soleus, closer to your Achilles. Okay, then straighten your knees, targeting more your gastroc. Okay, and then walk your feet to your hands, walk your hands to your feet. We're going to go straight up onto the toes, work through your big toes. Think about connecting up through your pelvic floor, deep abdominals to spine. As we did near the beginning,
shoulder blades to bottom, rolling yourself up, using that posterior chain as you come up.
Good. Okay, lower the heels. And then we're going to finish off today just putting a little bit of all that together with a bit of biomechanics. So we're going to take one leg up, opposite arm forwards, okay, and we're going to drop into a little one leg squat and back up. As the leg goes behind us, this is called running man. Thinking about how the knee is going out over the middle to the outside toes on the squatting leg, the pelvis staying level, but the back staying controlled as the leg goes behind, working with the arms as well. Okay, keeping it all nice and controlled. Well done. Okay, swap it over. So transfer your weight, take the leg up, opposite hand up, and again, little one leg squat, knees over middle to outside toes, leg going back from the hip rather than from the back, using the big glute. Good, keep it going. Well done. Okay, so I hope you found that useful today. Slightly different to other weeks, but sometimes I think it's really good to have that focus just around the middle. And yeah, think about that control work as you take it out into your runs. Okay, have a good day.